Hey everyone! So as I touched on in episode 5, I am doing a tiny little piece on set pieces. It basically came from just purely out of actually my own interest. I was just looking through the season because I noticed I was getting quite a few goals from set pieces, and I think I noticed I had something like about 10 goals maybe from set pieces. Which let's see, how many goals have I scored this season? I have scored 35 goals this season, so almost a third of my goals have come from set pieces. So, that's a good enough reason as any to actually take the time to work on them. It's not just a simple case of, doing the put your best corner taker on the ball and just leave them to it. I think it's always worth spending half an hour over the course of a season, because realistically, that's what you're talking, half an hour to an hour tops over the course of a whole season, just working on set pieces. Now, you can look online and people like Ian McIntosh, The Athletic, and even Zealand, mention, near post. Near post is a guaranteed easy way of getting chances from corners. And it's something that's literally simply a case of putting someone who's got good heading. So in this case, I've got Papetti at the moment, but, it could be Ahmedhodzic or anyone, just simply attacking the near run. And I always put an extra man just lurking at the near post as well. Where it can really come into its own a little bit, though, I find, and some people this would be really obvious, but I always put a striker at the far post, because if that ball breaks down or gets flicked on, you want someone who's got the composure just to tap it in. So yeah, that's another thing that I always bear in mind. What I do is I always set up the 2-3 routines, just to keep things fresh during the game. So your players will literally just cycle through these 3 routines during the match. For those of you who don't know, so routine 1 for me is near post. Routine 2 is just hitting it into the center. So I always have someone marking the keeper just to try and swamp him a little bit. Someone attacking from the edge of the box. But again, having those near post and far post attackers, because you never know. The delivery might be slightly off and it might overhit to the far post, but then if you've got someone stopping the keeper from getting out to the ball, they're going to get a simple tapping at the back. Same with the near post. But then also look at your defensive side as well, both corners and set pieces. So having someone up towards the halfway line, usually your pacey players, to break and sort of hopefully try and outrun the defense. Your most creative player, always on the edge of the box for me, someone who's got best passing. So, this could be, obviously at the moment it's Ihatarin, but, he's got 15 passing, which is really, really good. But he's also rapid, so he can pick the ball up and drive it out. Both sides, always. And then, as I said, free kicks as well, particularly your wide ones, the ones where they're crossing the ball in or dinking it in from a deep one. You want to be able to hit them on the counter. The one that people do sometimes overlook is throw-ins, certainly on the attacking one. Basically, just find your player with your best long throw-in statistics. So, say for example, on this right-hand side, it'll be Conti. He's obviously already there. Now, before the 21.4 update, throw-ins was really overpowered. So you could have someone who had like 13, 14 throwing, and they could just launch it in Rory the lap style into the box. They have nerfed it a little bit in that 21.4 update, where really they need to be having like sort of 15, 16 throwing, preferably with a long bullet throw attribute as well. So that's something you can get your coaches to work on with those players, your long bullet throws. But even these, short, quick throw-ins, that's got me at least 1 or 2 goals this season. So yeah, let's look at some highlights. Okay, so let's start with your bread and butter, the near post corner. So we've got Brugman taking the corner, and then he is just going to dink it in. This is against Roma, as you can see. Slowed it down just so you can see. Dink it in. Valenti at the near post. He was on the near post itself, and then he just drifted back, edge of the 6-yard box, simple header. And here we have another one, this time another in-swinger. We've got Bruno Alves here, just lurking at the outside the box. He is going to attack the near post now. Lovely in-swinging corner from Dennis Mann. This is against Atalanta. Swings in, attacks it, bang, goal. For me, obviously that was an in-swinger, and the one before against Roma, that was also an in-swinger. Not really that important, I think. in some regards, I always prioritise corner delivery ability over whether it's, in swinging or out swinging. I'd rather have someone taking an out swinging corner who's got 15 corner taking than someone taking an in swinging corner, but they've got like 8 or something like that, because you want to make sure that delivery is going to be reliable. So this next one is going to show how important it is not just to have players positioned in and around the box, but also for the second phase of the corner. So obviously we see Jacoponi running down here, wins the corner. So it's all very well and good having your men in and around the 6-yard box, but you also need to make sure you have someone on the outside of the box. Now watch Kuchka here. He's just sitting outside the box, headed away by Laperto. Kuchka attacks it, wins the ball, drops to Xerxes. Lovely side-footed finish into the bottom corner. Now, that is not just useful for that, but also for stopping counters. If you've got a team that you're playing against who've got really rapid players to counter the ball, you want someone sat on the edge of that box just to screen that, just to try and break that up. If they can win it, then you get a goal like that potentially. This is going to drift into free kicks just because it's in the same game. So you've got Valenti and you've got Ahmedhodzic here positioned attacking the far post. My 2 centre-halves, arguably my 2 best headers of the ball. So Cyprian is going to drift it in from this sort of deep wide position. Ahmedhodzic just goes to the far post, lovely looping header into the far corner. It is well worth just spending the time creating these routines, not going with the preset of just mixed delivery. If you give your free kick takers, your set piece takers some focus on where to aim, I find it you just get so much more results because you take out that random, uncontrolled aspect. And it just gives you that little bit more management and a bit more focus for your goals and your set pieces. Okay, so this video, this clip is basically showing what I was touching on about having your striker, in this case Inglesi, at the far post for a near post corner. So the corner is being aimed towards Ahmedhodzic at the near post by Brugman. So outswinging corner, like I said, corner delivery over that. But he overhits it and it drops to Inglesi, far post, simple tapping. The one that gets overlooked is is having your extra man just brought over short. So Svensson, he's not really much of an aerial threat. Brought him forward, but he has brought in their right wing back. This is for Hellas Verona. So he's brought him over. So that's one extra defender in the box. Cyprian's going to drift it in. Jacoponi pulls off the near post, nods it in. It's a simple near post corner, yeah, but it's always worth having just that little player there who is not really much of a threat from the actual delivery, just to draw a man out. They're not going to follow them every single time, but when they do, it just makes it that little bit easier for those players in the box to get that header in. Now, this one isn't really anything fancy. This is, I think, just, again, an example of where if you just give your set-piece deliverer that focus of where to aim with the ball, it just yields results because, as we're going to see, Svensson, nice flat delivery into Gervinho at the far post, who just, hammers a goal in at the bottom corner. That is all just from a far post delivery, the aim for there. It's like I said, that wasn't anything fancy, that in particular. That was literally just a goal that I saw, and I thought, you know what? He's just hammered that at the far post, and Gervinho, who is not an airborne threat at all, has just ran in and ghosted in behind their far post defender and has just slotted it in. Again, give your players the focus. It's just worth it. This is where your defensive set pieces come in handy. So Lazio have got a wide free kick. Now we've got Inglesi hanging up here on the halfway line. We've got Svensson and High Hatterin on the edge of the box. So I'm just going to change this view so we can see it a bit easier. So Lazio are going to take the free kick, play it short, back out to Alberto. They swing it in. Ahmedhodzic heads it away. Svensson's already started to break out and he wins the ball, drives forwards. He plays the pass through to Inglesi, who's in one-on-one with the keeper. Nice little goal. So that's why you need to have good attackers in good positions when you're defending set pieces, because there's no point flooding the box with them around here. You want them where they can cause damage, because if you can defend that set piece well enough, they can easily counter, and as you just saw there, easily get a goal. Now we come to throw-ins. This is no Rory Delap. This is just the simple art of a quick throw-in. Again, just from giving your throw-in taker that focus to play it quick. So we've got Zagaritis taking the throw-in, quick into Nonto, flicks it on to Brugman, who finds himself in acres of space because of the quick delivery, and he just plays an absolute outrageous shot into the top corner. And again, we have another quick throw-in. Send men near to the ball for Jacoponi. Comes to Kurtic, who plays the ball straight across into Xerxes. Quick throw in, one touch to take it outside the defender, second touch to cross it in, goal. So yeah, that's been my little set pieces 101 for those of you who, probably been playing F1 a while, probably well used to this, and have already gone into this. But for those of you who have not looked into the nuts and bolts of set pieces before, hopefully you'll find it useful, and hopefully you'll start getting some more goals in your games if you're not already. It's really good for turning those little hard-fought draws into those sneaky wins, especially when you're playing away at top of the table or something like that, and you're just trying to hold on for a draw, and then you can win a set piece and just get a sneaky goal right at the death. Good luck.